Hello everybody, I'm Alfred, and the video we're about to watch and listen to is the trailer for the movie Love Game Mash. So let's check it out.
In this year's Entrepreneurship Challenge, Dylan and Ariella, your matchmaking website really impressed the judges. You made this economics teacher proud.
We need single people like you to beta test it for us.
So you want to match?
Hey, Dylan.
I was wondering if you'd do me a favor. Ariel and I started this matchmaking website.
How many questions are there?
I think you should let them match you.
What's the worst that can happen?
Let's work on some lobs.
Ow!
I'm so sorry.
Why didn't you yell incoming or heads up or something?
I will need two of you to organize Carnival Day.
I could do it.
Does anyone else want to help Liz? Ted?
I'm new here, so it's important to me the Carnival Day isn't a complete disaster.
Everything I do pretty much turns out great.
Really?
In as much as this is an interracial dating thing, and in this era, it's like, is this something that is, done for the sake of wokeness and, mashing, ticking off quotas? This is precisely the kind of African American dude that will end up with a white girl like this, and this is believable. This is the setting. This is it looks real. In spite of the fact that we are in this era of wokeness, where this is the type of thing that Hollywood will want to do. Oh, let us do this kind of thing. And this is the kind of African American guy that you will find in such neighborhoods that are largely white or another different race other than African American. Let's keep on watching.
Pretty much turns out great.
Really? We're gonna run out of blue paint.
I have some in the garage. 66 Mustang.
Did you restore it yourself?
For my dad, it's an anniversary gift for me and my mom. They went on the first date in a car just like this.
Maybe underneath that annoying air of confidence, there's a real human being after all.
He's got a lot of good ideas and he follows through.
Hey, partner.
Where'd you teach before Fair Day?
A tennis club.
Why'd you leave a ritzy club to teach high school students?
It's the kids that struggle that need a really skilled teacher.
Is it in the forecast that it's gonna rain?
I hate to burst your bubble. There is zero chance of rain today.
They clearly like each other. They're both on the website, but the algorithm didn't match them.
Can you imagine waking up to this every morning?
Watching the sunrise over the vineyard.
Maybe counting.
That's an interesting thing, and it shows a lot about computer and algorithms. And as much as algorithms go a long way in really getting people to watch what we keep them on the site, when it comes to YouTube algorithms or Facebook algorithms and all that. But this is two people that were on the site, on the matchmaking site that one of their students, created, and at least the student in the school where they both teach, created. And in spite of the fact that both on the site, the algorithm didn't match them, but yet, they clearly, seem to be meant for each other and they are getting along. So that is an interesting thing. But, with a romance movie like this, so many have been done. To bring something different to the table, there has to be other angles to the plots and other angles to the kind of conflict that is thrown into the mix. To make things really tumultuous. And there are two ways to do this. I prefer being realistic, but that is something for me and for a lot of future stories I work on. I like the conflict when it comes to romance to come from outside, not from between the two people in the romance. Traditionally, that is what has been done, and many people can't see it happening anywhere, any other way. When it comes to romance novels, romance movies, everything that has to do with the romance story genre, it's always the conflict between the Romeo and the Juliet. And when you think about it, Romeo and Juliet itself, it is more about the conflict coming from their situation, other people around them, not they themselves. It is not like there is a problem between them, or there is issue, there is disagreement and agreement, and there's that back and forth between the two of them. The two of them want to be together, but it is the situation that this one comes from this family that is feuding with this family, and all the situations around it, that are outside forces that operate on it. I prefer that kind of story, when a romance is told, because the reason is that in real life, people pick people who are like them. It is crazy that when it comes to picking friends, people pick friends that they don't fight with. But when you watch any romance movies, it's always fight and drama and all of that between the two people who are supposed to be in love. Why do you pick somebody that are at opposite polarizing ends with you? But when it comes to friends, you pick somebody who is so like you. There's many people who have been friends and they've never had a really true a big fight for years, and they don't even notice it. But people are like, oh, it is impossible for a couple to not have fights. But what about your friends? There are many people that if there was one fight with their friend, that friendship would have ended a long time ago. They've never fought with their friend, but there are all kinds of fights in their relationships. There's a mix-up somewhere with how people are thinking and choosing who they get in a relationship with, and how they have been programmed to think a relationship should be.
The stars. Your parents are so nice.
They seem to really like you.
Did he tell you he quit the tennis club to come work here?
He was fired.
If Ted could lie about that, what else is he not telling me?
Liz!
I just think we should keep things professional.
I'm not going to beg her to tell me what I did wrong. Some things are worth chasing.
There's Coach
And
Packerson.
this is just
And there's Miss Harris.
just really
Let's do
noticing
it.
now. Remember what I said about the African American, that this is actually the kind of African American that end up with a girl like this, who is white, and I can see why they will go together. But it is something that was kind of suspected, looking at his face. But apparently his dad is white, so it's actually it makes even more sense. He's mixed. But even if his dad was not white, this is basically the kind of African American that ends up with the white girl, in this kind of from this kind of class. It still makes sense. It is not something that is outlandish or crazy. If you want to bring a white girl that grew up in a good neighborhood, with good opportunities around her, and bring her with an African American from a thuggish, ruggish neighborhood and all of that, there is now conflict there. Or are you you have to paint the image of she is trying to rebel, that kind of person. That rebellion has to go with the white teenage rugged, drug experiment, that kind of thing? Or is it like trying to get back at our parents kind of thing? So you have to introduce that. But if you introduce this kind of clean image, it doesn't go with that. Or you can put, he moves out of that neighborhood and he tries to blend into this world. But there's the question of making that realistic, and selling that he doesn't fit in, he's trying to fit in. Or why does he even like it? Or is he just trying to look at it as, oh, this is how I have to move up in the world? So all that kind of issue. But it has to make sense and be realistic. It's very interesting that his father is white. It is mother that is African American.
They seem to really like you.
Did he tell you he quit the tennis club to come work here?
He was fired.
If Ted could lie about that, what else is he not telling me?
Liz!
Now you
I
can
just
see
think
the
we should keep
aspect
things
of the
professional.
conflict between the two of them, like him having this thing from his past, and it has become the conflict between the two of them, that he was fired and she did not, he did not tell her, and it's like, what other secret is he keeping from her and all of that. So the conflict is from within, between the two characters. A lot of times when it comes to relationships, you have to build the two of them working together in unity, and that is actually where true love and romance is best seen. And that is the kind of thing you want people to look at and aspire to, not just it being about these two people getting together and the conflicts in between, that is in between them getting together, and getting married, or having a happily ever after kind of setting or ending to the story. You have to also think about external conflict that these two people have to stay together to defeat together. They are stronger united. So that is something that is very important, and that is basically what actually relationships that last are built up of.
I'm not going to beg her to tell me what I did wrong. Some things are worth chasing.
There's Coach Packerson.
And there's Miss Harris. Let's do it. Miss Harris, someone needs your help at the photo booth.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you what really happened. I should have let you form your own opinion.
I would
So
still
now
think.
the students are now playing the matchmaker in the real world?
You were cocky, but someone I've enjoyed spending time with.
I've got a little surprise for you outside.
Another thing I have to point out that is wrong with this trailer is that it basically tells you the whole parts of the plots. Them meeting, them falling in love, then the problem that comes to threaten their being together, and then how it will solve the resolution, you know, and then having a getting to be together at the end, you know, the ending happily ever after scenario. So since you have told everybody who has watched this trailer the entire part of the story, what is the point of them seeing the movie? You know, a lot of times it is very risky for movie makers to keep on giving away everything in the trailer, even though most people may not see the trailer. People may just see the ad or the synopsis, or some people may still see the trailer and go, but it is not a wise thing to give away so much, you know. So that being said, if you are watching this and you like to be a part of making Christian movies and, you know, Christian entertainment that really changes the entertainment landscape, reach out to us on Alfred.vip. We are looking forward to hearing from you. Also, check out, you know, the salvation prayer link in the main menu, you know, the SP link, you know. You can also get a salvation prayer link in the description below. Click it if you've not given your life to Christ. The page will come out that has a prayer of salvation. Say that prayer and give your life to Christ. Thank you and God bless you.